Hello, everybody, and welcome to Artcheck Round 163. It has been a little over a month since we have done this, unintentionally. Life just kind of gets busy sometimes, and we've been trying for the past, I think, like 2 weeks to line it up, and you'll notice that it's not on Tuesday, and that's because Tuesday wasn't going to work for me, because I'm going out of town. And so I was like, Emily, let's do Monday, at least do it at some point.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, so we just wanted to hop on. This isn't going to be a long one. This isn't going to be a topic, but it might be a little bit chatty. But no, we're just going to kind of check up on art basically for the past month because it's been a while. It's been a while. We've seen what each other's worked on, but you guys have not. So, Emily has released her comic, so she is going to start first.
Oh, I should pull that up. I didn't
Yeah.
realize that happened. Okay, 1 second. Let me pull it.
We haven't streamed since before my birthday. That's how long it's been.
What?
Yeah, June 21st. That's what it told me.
Oh my gosh.
Is it not?
Okay. Well, let's go back one. Okay. Share screen.
Oh, no, after my birthday. This is technically 164. No, June 28th. Okay, everybody, this is our check round 164.
Okay, can you see?
Yes.
Okay, so I have an episode up. The contest is already closed for call to action, but
you can still read it, right?
You can still read it. You just can't like contribute to my entry anymore because it was based off of like part of your score is based off of like views and stuff.
Okay.
But it's here. I won't scroll through all of it because if you can see, I don't know if you can see my scrolling bar, but like it's kind of small. There's a lot here. But this is it. So you should read it. It's called Seeing Red. And then right now it's my like link instead of my link tree on my Instagram. So yeah, that's up. The other thing, I'm gonna stop the screen. The other thing that happened is that I quit my job. So I've been spending a lot of time doing my portfolio over again. So I will show my website has changed pretty drastically. But I have like my portfolio here now instead of just a bunch of rando stuff. But I have like all of this for Seeing Red. I have like the official announcement there. I have.
So if you want to deep dive into Gumminelli, Gumminelli.com is your place to go right now.
Yeah, I have like this is what I worked at the job that I was at. It's like my big project. I did a ton of stuff, and so this is like kind of doing the case study of that. Then just other stuff that I did for work. This was an old school project. This one is just like an ad that I did that I really liked. I did the music video with Corey. That's in there. So lots of goodies. I had to spend a ton of time entirely redoing. The only one that I didn't change was this one. I just like imported it from my old website because I also changed the template and stuff. Like the website itself is different.
Yes,
and then I did my resume as well, which I'm not going to show because it has like a contact
personal info.
Yeah, but anyways, I finally started applying to places on Thursday. So yeah, I had to redo the whole website first. Other thing I did was I just today finished coloring and rendering episode 1. I decided to redo the way that I was doing it, which honestly is kind of a breath of relief. There are I'm not gonna post it because there's if you have read the call to action submission, which you should,
Go read it.
I don't want to show any pictures of a specific character because they look very different. Anyways, I don't want to give any spoilers for the story. Doesn't start at the point in which the episode that is public starts. So there will be things that are a surprise. So anyways, the way that I was drawing this character the way before looks so much better now. And I also just had an opportunity to like redo some panels that just really needed to be redone. And I was able to salvage and recycle like half of that episode. And then yeah, it just needed to be changed, like the whole structure of it. So I restructured some of the things, but I kept some panels in where I either didn't touch it or I redid like the inking of it so that the character looked a little bit better, the facial expression looked better. But I'm not going to be showing any pictures of episode 1. So yeah, I just finished that. I have also been doing sketches for episode 2 and 3. So they're much shorter now, which means that I can actually do stuff faster, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's what I did. What about you?
Nice. Just to let you know, there is something up with your mic where there is a high-pitched noise.
There is? Why?
Yeah.
Why?
It's going in and out. That's how I know it's your mic.
You know, my cat pushed my microphone off a table.
That helped. Oh no.
Does this help?
Yeah.
Me just shoving it in here? Great.
Yeah. That. Nope, it's
Now?
back now.
No.
It's back right now.
It's back? It's got to be something.
It's in and out. It's very, very quiet now. It's super faint. It's gone.
Knocked my mic off my table. I found it on the floor.
It's completely gone.
I'm holding it in.
Duct tape.
I unplug it every time.
Duct tape.
Is it back?
No.
I'll put it on the table. Very delicately.
Okay. It's good right now. I'll let you know if it comes back.
Okay.
That's why I was doing this, is because I was like, is the high pitched noise coming from my apartment?
Yeah,
No, you're good. I just wanted to tell you. For me, fun fact, I also quit my job.
Yeah,
so this is
unemployed.
This is the unemployment art check. I have spent a lot of time applying for jobs. I've talked with a couple of companies, actually, and so I started applying way before Emily did, though, because I knew that I was gonna quit, but my portfolio I upped my portfolio like 2 months ago when I realized I was ready to quit.
Yeah,
and I wanted
working on your website for a while.
Yeah. I don't think I actually ever showed that.
And I showed some.
I don't think I showed any of the updated stuff.
I really regretted not touching my website for like a year and a half.
Yeah. Okay. I upped it pretty. So anyways, I definitely don't think I ever showed this. So I added these 3 projects. I messed with this one a little bit. And I kind of basically I did a slight revamp of just adding projects, and the new ones have, and I think this one, they've really piqued some companies' interests in me.
Yay.
So I'm really glad that I
Yeah.
did that. And the design of my website has piqued companies' interests in me as well. They've asked about me designing it. Um, and so I've just got a lot of really great stuff. This takes a little second, you know. So anyway, so I spent time revamping that. And then I took wedding photos. I'm still not done with this. I still have to take their bridals, but I took bridal party photos. I was in the bridal party and I took the bridal party photos. It was
Tripod?
interesting. Tripod and setting up my camera completely and then having somebody else click the button, basically. And so I got paid for this gig. My gift to my friends was doing the bridal party photos for free. And they paid me for their bridals and their engagement photos. So my gift to them, my wedding gift to them, was bridal party photos, just because they weren't going to have any. And I was like, that sucks. Like, I want you to have that, and I can offer that service. And then I was going to make ads, and I decided I don't want to make ads. But I took pictures for an ad, and I'm still probably going to make it because I think that this looks cool. This is a little Hot Wheels. And I will explain more about how I got this later, but this is my light bar. Anyway, so we set up my light bar and went out at like midnight. So this way, like, the street lamps were off and everything, and took pictures. And then, so the
Yay.
point of this, yeah, is that basically the other car is going to be like right here. So it's going to be like zooming in. It's going to say ready, set, race. It's going to be a Hot Wheels ad. And then also just this one looks really cool because it's red, and I wanted to show it. I think that the red one looks cool.
It does. It looks very cool.
The red doesn't work for the concept, but the red looks cool.
Why doesn't it work for the concept?
Because it's ready, set, race, and I don't want the car to be red. Red means stop.
You didn't say, like, I don't know. There's still like a jump in connection. I don't think a lot of people are gonna get green on it because there's a green light in front of it.
Green means go.
Well, yeah, but there's no stop light.
Yeah, there is. It goes red, yellow, green.
Yeah, but there's no stoplight in the picture.
Oh, okay.
And the direction that the green light is coming from is not where you would be looking for the green light. So kind of gives you permission to do whatever color works.
That's fair.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, maybe I'll go back and do a red one. But that's just kind of become a little passion project for me right now, is just kind of playing around with it. It was going to be an actual project, a very substantial one.
What are you doing instead?
I will talk about that in the upcoming Artcheck one, but I think I figured it out. Hypothetically, I don't know. I don't know. I'll talk about it in challenges. But anyways, so did that, and yeah, just kind of been working on those types of things, and hitting the photography grind hard. I still have a lot of wedding photos to edit. I still have bridals to shoot. So that isn't behind me yet, but I've gotten some done, so I'm feeling pretty good about that. But challenges, besides us quitting our jobs, what have you got?
I just came back from,
including quitting your job.
I mean, in the scheme of my comic, quitting my job was a challenge and a blessing because it gave me more time because I don't have the 9-to-5 to worry about, but also I have to spend that time looking for a job. But in that regard, it's not exactly a challenge because it also gave me a lot of other things to do. like art-wise.
Mhm.
But then I guess like the actual ones, like I just got back from visiting my family. My little sister's moving to Amsterdam, so I wanted to visit her. So I was gone from Thursday to Sunday. Um, mm, I honestly haven't really had a lot of challenges because I've had freedom in my day. Like for me, quitting my job was a really good thing. Like I'm much happier now. And I planned for there being some time in between the job and the next job. So it's okay. So yeah, I mean, I don't think I really have any big challenges other than just like I hate having to do the portfolio part.
Yeah,
So
you were not happy about that.
yeah, I had to like kind of incrementally do it, like a little bit every day. And after I hit a certain point, I'd be like, all right, time to do something else. And then there was other days where I was like, well, I'm just going to work on the comic the whole time. So basically just me not wanting to do certain things was one of my challenges too. But that's about it. It honestly hasn't been particularly challenging because there's a major stressor in my life that is gone now because I did want to quit for a really long time, and I finally have. So, what about you?
Uh, I would say quitting was a challenge because I didn't plan for it. But it did also supply me with a lot more freedom to get my mental health on track, I would say. So mental health has been a challenge, but recently it's gotten better. Um, I found out today about a new old challenge that I've had, and I don't really want to go into it, Emily knows, but um, so that is kind of a challenge right now. It's contributed to a lot of challenges in the past, and so it'll probably be an upcoming challenge, and I will talk about it at some point. I just don't want to today, just because it's fresh. But I actually was going to work on stuff before we hopped on Artcheck, and then I found out about this and decided to kind of skip out. And then um, this is a weird challenge to have, but like I got into a relationship, and so that's not like a challenge in like a bad way, you know.
Right.
But yeah, and he totally supports me like doing art and drawing and stuff, and I've been sketching and but it's hard because it's like, oh, I just want to like hang out with you because we're both unemployed now and next semester is going to be absolutely crazy, so I want to hang out with you now, you know, before next
Yeah.
semester hits. But at the same time, like I want to do art. Um and then as well just oh crap, I lost it. Oh, just figuring out what to do with my 18 days or something. Figuring out
Oh,
what to do. I can't
so you
figure it out.
have to figure it out.
I have a guess, and so um my guess right now is redesigning companies' websites.
Oh, okay, okay. You're
Yeah.
not building a website every day. You're
Mm-mm.
doing a mock. Gotcha.
Yeah. I'm building it. I'm creating all the content from scratch. So any pictures that need to be taken, anything like that, I will take those. I will create any graphics, and I will essentially create a completely new website
That's
every
really
day.
big.
Yep. It's the only thing that sounded fun to me so far. And I don't know, the ads, like I really tried. I really tried to get behind the ads. And I did like I went out and I took pictures and I tried really hard to get behind one and I just couldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. I also forgot to say one of my challenges was writing a case study that I forgot to talk about and what I
Mm-hmm.
got done. But I
Yeah.
wrote a case study and then I got third place in a competition because of the case study. And that's how I got this fancy light bar and I'm going to put it right here. and you'll see that I can control it with my phone. And wait, I'm watching a fireworks show right now. We've got some cops pulling me over. Anyways, I wanted to show that in like the beginning of the art check, and I didn't, and so I realized it. But that was a challenge. Upcoming though, I do need to kind of elaborate on that case study as well. It's not a great case study, but it is a case study. It's just not the scope of my project that this project deserves more than 10 pages. This project was big, and so I want to have a good case study. I want to get started on that. And echoing Howell's fireworks show. But yeah, so but I need to kind of figure out that case study and get started on that. But what about you?
I'm gonna keep applying to places. That's not an art thing. I'm just saying it to hold myself accountable.
I think it is. I think no.
All
I
the
think
art
that
is
you and I are
done.
allowed to talk about that.
Yeah.
I think that you and I are allowed to talk about that. Actually, I would say that because I'm waiting to hear back from a job. I think because both of us are applying for art jobs, because I'm now applying for art jobs. I've not done that before.
I applied for a place that does like concert and like rave set designs. I'm like, that would be.
That's cool.
When I applied, they asked me to put a GIF that best represents myself in my job application. It's great. But I'm going to do that. But I also am going to. I have like 2 drawings, like not even a full sketch, but just like the way that the characters are like positioned, I can't figure out. So I've been avoiding doing those sketches. And then I'll be done with the sketches for episode 2. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to start inking it. And then hopefully I can finish the sketches for episode 3 as well. So okay, so I saw peanut butter before I saw anything else, and I thought of the Vine kid that's like covered in peanut butter.
Yeah.
And the mom's like, "Do you like that? Does that feel good?" And he's like, "Eh." And I don't know. I pictured of me being like, "This is the GIF that best represents me."
Oh my gosh.
You're like, what?
I get you. I'm pretty sure that they would interview you just to ask your thought process.
Yeah. The one that I picked was the little kid who's like in his diaper, and he picks up this barbell that's just like styrofoam, but he picks it up and then he throws it, and then he squats and he goes, ah! And yeah, that's the one that I picked. Is this little baby just like throwing a barbell across the room. It's great. So good.
That is the GIF that Emily chose because I got sent the GIF.
Mm-hmm.
It was between really that one and this.
It's really, really good as a Vine because you hear the scream and like the camera shakes. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
So that's the GIF that. Am I catching the live show? Hey, Corey. Yes.
Yes.
You're catching the ramblings of one.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's the GIF that she submitted for her job application. I just randomly made this.
Cool. I found that one, and then I've decided I'm only applying to places that I actually have a strong interest in. So that one was like, that would be so cool. And then, because like, and it would also be really cool to be able to travel to the sets sometimes to be like, this is what it looks like when it's all done. They did stuff for like Deadmau5 and like Zed, and anyways, that would be very cool. I'm not gonna get like high hopes on like any one particular job, but like that one would be cool. And then the other one that I applied to was like some sort of educational thing, but it basically does like, it's kind of like making infographics, but in an app, and it's for education to help like convey difficult topics or whatever. And so they were like looking for a digital illustrator. So I feel like that would be fun because I would just learn a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
And I've also had like a really weird amount of teaching jobs for being 26. So yeah.
Yeah, I learned actually how much of an asset my like a year and a half, 2-year stint as an Adobe lab assistant, like how much companies are valuing that. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah. It's weird because I'm like, there's stuff that I in 2015, I volunteered to teach English in China, and I didn't think that was relevant experience anymore. So I don't even think that's on my LinkedIn profile anymore. And now I'm like, I didn't think I was going to talk about this thing that I did that long ago, but I've actually had a lot of teaching jobs now. Because I was that, and I was a TA, and I was literally an adjunct professor for a little bit too. Yeah. So anyways, I was like, I have relevant experience here. That's crazy. And it's just a little bit, but like, yeah.
I had something interesting happen, and we weren't going to do a topic, so this isn't going to go on very long, but
yeah. It's nice because like one of the jobs was like, you have to be really good at Adobe. And I was like, well, like, yeah, I'm really good at Illustrator. I taught like the class, and I TA'd the class a lot. So yeah, I know.
Yeah. I had something interesting, and I've heard of this happening, but I've never like witnessed it, where like you apply for a job and then a company's like, hey, we don't want you for that job, but we have this other job that we don't necessarily have applications open for yet. And we want you to go for it. And I was like, I've heard of this happening. But they were like,
we in Soapbox a few times when we were hiring people. We'd be like, you seem to have an interest in this. Can I hear more about that? And it's like, oh, this is a perfect fit. It's harder to fill this position.
Yeah. They were like, it's an internship and you'll be the lead content creator. And I was like, it doesn't sound so much like an internship if I'm the lead, but okay.
There were some jobs out there where I'm like, this looks like a lot of. I'm getting very wary of things that have a huge range of responsibilities and they must work in a fast-paced environment. I'm like, you know what? I can. Yeah. I don't think I will though.
Yeah. The one that I'm waiting to hear back on is for a graphic design, web design position. And it would be full-time, so I have to figure it out with classes. It's out in Idaho Falls. But they were like, so this would be your office, and what type of computer would you like to work on? Would you rather have a PC or a Mac? Because we can get you either. I was like,
really nice.
I was like, a PC actually, and they were like, oh, okay, like our last guy, he was so adamant about having a Mac that he used his paycheck and went and bought himself a Mac. And I was like, oh. And so yeah, they took me around. They're like, this would be your office. You know, what type of computer would you rather have? Like all this stuff. And I was like, that can only mean good things.
Yeah. Well, except for the part where like an employee bought their work computer, I guess.
Well, he bought like a $2,000 Mac. Like he bought like the fancy Mac is what they said.
Oh.
Yeah, he went and bought because they have PCs. They have really nice PCs. Like I saw them, like really nice PCs, but they don't have Macs. And so my guess is that they were like, hey, we have this really nice PC. And he was like, no, I only work on Macs. And so he went and bought himself a really nice Mac. Dang. You know,
he must have been like, I was wanting one anyways, but now I'm going to do it.
Yeah. He was like, now I have an excuse.
Yeah.
But yeah, I talked a lot about being a lab assistant in there. And then they were like, oh, like how much experience do you have in websites? And I was like, oh, I TA'd like a web design class. And then they were like, you know what? And they actually pulled up a website because I had mentioned that I looked into their company. And because I learned that you should do that.
Yes.
Is look into their company. And I learned that from the capstone class. They talked about it anyway. So I looked into their company. I found one of the websites, and I brought it up, and I was like, you know, like, I love your guys' use of like color scheme and this type of stuff. She's like, actually, you know, we're looking to rebrand that. And so she pulls up the website and she flips the screen towards me and she says, what would you change? And I was like, oh. Like, she was like, we like some of it and the stuff that you're talking about, but tell me, like, right now, like, what you would change. And I was like, this is like big leagues job interview, I think, is when it hit me. I was like, this is big leagues job interview. This is, because they were like, how would you rebrand us? And I was like,
that's crazy. Wait,
good thing I looked into your brand.
Yeah. Are they hiring you for a junior or like senior level?
Senior. I'd be the only one.
Oh, okay. I'm going to say if they're hiring you for a junior level, but they're like, you should rebrand our website. That's weird.
Yeah, no, I would be the graphic designer.
Gotcha.
Which is why I applied. I was like, I'll figure out something with classes. This is too good of an opportunity to not apply, you know.
Yeah.
Anyways, but yeah, so their guy just kind of like, he got a better job offer, and he like took his Mac and he left.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, we're looking for somebody with longevity. And I was like, I want to live in Rexburg, genuinely.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I don't know.
a lot of
There's
people here don't want to stay here.
Mm-hmm.
So
there's a lot of stuff that I'm learning is assets, because I discount myself a lot, where I'm like, you know, like, I'm and then I'm like getting into these interviews and it's weird. It's so weird, because then they're like, oh, well, we see that you do this. And I was like, yeah, I do that. And she was like, yeah, I even like tested your website to see if like it worked for like iPhones, like if it worked like with a media query. And I was like, oh. like it was just such a weird, like, I guess I have more assets than I thought I did.
You should
and it's
definitely
a nice feeling.
Like accentuate those when you're trying to find a job. You have to be more pretentious than you think you should be. And by pretentious, I say like you have to talk yourself up and be your own cheerleader, because nobody else is going to do that for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you have to like go back and be like, because like on LinkedIn, you can put like all your different skill sets. Put all of the things. Like one of the things that I did on my resume that's new is I put like a skills section, and I put all of the programs I'm proficient in, but then I put all of the soft skills that I have in it. And so like, yeah. Or yeah, like experience. So I put like, I know B2B and B2C marketing, and
yeah, I noticed that.
like those kinds of things. But I also put like at the bottom, like organization, communication, like that kind of stuff. Because nobody's going to be there to be like, oh yeah, Kayla's really good at this when you forget, you know?
Yeah. I have a question about that. This is so funny. We really weren't going to have a topic, but I'm curious about this now, because I made a resume and I put some soft skills on there, and I was actually told by a manager of where I used to work at to take those off. He was like, they're not relevant. He said they're not relevant to any job that you're applying for.
Soft skills are super relevant.
That's what I thought. And so then I just like added more proficiency. It's incorrect. But yeah, so I had some soft skills on there, and then I just took them off because I was like,
I put my interests on there just on the off chance that I can start conversations and interviews or something. Because my last job, we talked about video games for like 15 minutes, you know? So I was like, yeah, I'll just put my interests in there. Also, I'm like specifically looking for a fun job. So I feel like if I come out with that energy, then I'm going to deter all of the boring square people and attract all of the fun people.
Hopefully.
I mean, HR is the one who's got to see them first, but, and, you know,
yeah.
they might not be the fun people, but I don't know. I'm applying to places that ask for a GIF of me, so.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, well, you go on their website and it is like
Just
the
GIFs.
pop-up banner is like, huh! And then you get in there and you're like, oh, okay, this is legit and professional and cool. Okay, but the GIF is like, I'm going to die. This is a lot of flashing lights. But they had a ton of GIFs all over the website, so.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, have you used Indeed to apply, or what are you using?
I've been using Indeed, and when like I can't find fun stuff on Indeed, I just started a profile on ZipRecruiter today.
Okay.
Because you start to see a ton of the same job applications, and I'm like, well, if I'm going to work in a house, it's going to be something cool. And there's a lot of people who are like, yeah, we produce lemons. And I'm like, cool, but I don't want to work there. So.
Fair, yeah. Yeah. So have you had to do those skill assessment quizzes?
Yeah, they're hard.
Yeah.
They're hard. I was like,
I swear I'm proficient in this, but what are you talking about?
This is deep cut. This is deep cut info. And it was like, oh, wait, is that the name of this thing? Wait, is it the bottom right or the bottom left corner? Like the little things where you're like.
Literally.
Or it's like, yeah, I know all the things in Lightroom. I don't know what the name of the navigator at the bottom of the thing is. But they're asking me.
Yeah. The Illustrator one, I was like, I swear I'm proficient in this.
The Illustrator one, I remember pulling up Illustrator for 2 or 3 questions. Just doing the full-on vector graphics where it's like, yeah, you can use any resource except for your neighbor. So like I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna pull up Illustrator, and then I'm like, just to double check, because I would be like, is this how you get out of the perspective tool? Yes. Okay.
Yeah, no, it was like, and I did it on LinkedIn as well, but it was the social media one, and I was like,
I did not take that one.
I did because that's my minor, and that's like I'm applying for content creation jobs. But the thing is that on Indeed, it just sends to your employer. It doesn't tell you what you score until you need to
I just
resubmit.
Realized I'm not doing it on Indeed. I'm doing it on LinkedIn.
Oh, Indeed has like so many.
I'm doing proficiency tests, and they stay with your profile, so you get like a badge. So you have badges under your profile.
Yeah, I have the Illustrator badge, but on Indeed, they have like proficiency quizzes, and jobs will actually require you to take the proficiency quiz. So you can say I have marketing experience, but then you have to take this proficiency quiz.
Oh no.
Yeah, and then you have the chance to either retake the proficiency quiz and stick with whatever you get that time, or you can share your previous one. And so I kept, what was it? My social media one, I scored highly proficient. Anything where I scored proficient or highly proficient, I have kept, because I'm like, I'm not chancing this to go down. Like, I'm not going to chance it. But yeah, so you have to send off your scores on this like Indeed generalized.
That's really scary, actually.
Dude, the marketing one, I did not score proficient on. I scored like 1 below proficient because it was nuts. It was like, choose the best.
Like, I've worked in marketing.
Yeah, good luck.
I had school in marketing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And also it was for a job that I ultimately left for reasons. You know what I mean? So it's like, do I have chops? I don't know. Yeah.
As a graphic designer, yeah. Marketing?
Yeah. But it's like, do I have marketing chops? It's like, I have like the general sense of it, but like, I don't know how to do some of that technical stuff.
Yeah, no, it's Indeed is a whole other thing. And like I'm applying for jobs on my phone, right? 'Cause I've applied for at least like 20. Like I just am looking for jobs.
Oh,
I
I've
just want an
applied for
actual
like
job.
3.
No, the thing is that I'm making sure that like it's good.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also like checking into the company, like the one that I just interviewed for. Like I was talking to them, you know, they wanted a full-time person. And so I've been like looking at the companies to see, hey, would you maybe be understanding of the fact that I'm still in school? Like, would you allow me to sit in an office and attend class on Zoom,
Mm-hmm.
please, so I can still graduate? You know what I mean? And so I've been kind of looking into that. So like any job where it says like anything about flexible or anything where it seems kind of like here's all the graphic design positions and it's like, you know what, I think I have enough skills where they might be flexible about that, then I've been
Yeah,
applying for that. But I've also been applying for not graphic design positions.
I've been looking for Illustrator stuff. I don't really know if I have the
Yeah,
portfolio to get one, but
dude, that'd be cool.
yeah, that would be cool. I looked at like book cover stuff.
Yeah, Corey's like, I gotta go too. I'm getting texts. But what were you gonna say about
I was gonna say I was looking at book cover illustrator jobs, and like all of them are like must have experience with book cover illustration. And I'm like, okay, I haven't worked in the book publishing industry, but it's not hard to make a book cover, so it's not like I can't do that, especially if I'm just given a project brief. Like there's little things where I'm like, I'm sure that there's some know-how on communicating with publishers that I don't know, but like I've made books, like I've made booklets. I understand the concept. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
they're all like must have 5 years experience. I'm like, okay, well that's lame.
I've been applying for those anyways. Not the 5 years, but like if it says
because
like
there's
must
some
have
that
2.
were like must have experience, don't apply if you don't.
Ooh.
It was like if you don't have experience, go get some experience and then apply. I'm like, okay, well, that's a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
All
anyways,
right.
let's go because this was supposed to be 15 minutes and I want
Yeah.
to eat dinner, so.
Yeah. So if you want to find my stuff, my Instagram is private again and will stay private for the long foreseeable future. However, the comeback _ KLD on Twitter, that is where I am active now on Twitter. Like I have moved my focus, so I am active now on Twitter and I will be sharing art stuff, so go check that out. And then if you want to find Emily's stuff, go to gummanelli.com, Gummanelli Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all of that type of stuff. And on Webtoons, you should go type in the title Seeing Red for Emily's awesome webtoon, and you should go read that, give it a like, subscribe, because honestly, guys, this webtoon is fantastic, and she is not asking me to say any of this. But seriously, go check out Seeing Red. Everybody's been waiting for it, and it's finally out, so go read it. So this way you're prepped for episode 1.
It's also, if you can't find it right away, it is linked in the bio on my Instagram. And you can also look up Seeing Red by Gummanelli, and that can help. It pulls up a lot of things when you search Seeing Red. There's nothing else.
You can type in Gummanelli.
Yeah, you can also type in by me, or just go to my Instagram and click on the link in the bio.
Yep, there's a lot of different ways, so you should read that. But I've got to head out, so peace out, everybody, and we will see you next week.